apps. Hello, I did something wrong. I don't, there's no video. So I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to see if I can go back and change it to, it says webcam. And so I don't know why there's no video. But I believe that it is, at least there's auditory information, but there's no video. So I don't know what's going on. So I guess we'll just do auditory today. So welcome to Soul Readings on Wednesday at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Pacific Time. I'm tuning in to Michael, see if he has some messages for us today. So he's saying, don't fret, be at peace. So I think I'm just kind of like roll with the circumstances, that who knows why the video is not working. We did get it scheduled and we did activate the scheduled video. So that's awesome. So Michael is saying, you're too worried about what other people will think. And there's a sense that he's saying that I have a sense like of other people kind of like looking for faults, so that there'll be kind of like a reason to reject me. And so he's saying this too is part of the human condition. Like it's part of our distrust in each other, that we create this expectation almost that that other people will be looking for our faults. Other people will be like seeking out our faults, looking for our weak points, and then kind of like honing in on that. And then, of course, it makes our weak points or our faults like much more exaggerated, because that's what always happens. And Michael is reminding me that it's kind of like a two-way street, that we have a tendency to do that to other people too. And so this is part of what makes it difficult to live in community, is that there's a piece of us that's looking for faults in each other. So that piece of us is really what it's looking for fundamentally, is for separation. There's a piece of us that's seeking separation. Why do we seek that separation? We're afraid of something. And so I'm asking, what are we afraid of? Oh, we're afraid of not having problems. We're afraid of not having problems. And so, why are we afraid of not having problems? Because then we'd be at peace. But why are we afraid of being at peace? So he's saying you're not afraid of being at peace. So what is it? Why are we like not allowing ourselves to experience peace? So he's saying that we kind of have this weird programming going on, that where dissonance makes us feel alive. Like we know we're alive if we experience problems. We know we're alive if we have dissonance in our heart. So how can we heal that? How can we heal that programming where it feels like we need to have dissonance in order to feel alive? It's like affirmation that we're alive. Oh, I have problems. Oh, these bad things are happening. Oh, I'm experiencing dissonance. That means I'm alive. Good. I want to be alive. So, how can we heal that misprogramming? Okay, so he's saying it's not misprogramming, it's correct programming. And so, okay, so I need to understand that more because I'm not understanding that. It's correct programming. And what he's saying is it's correct programming because it's there to help you heal. It's helping us heal from what? Oh, it's what he's saying is that it's like an intermediary step because there's also a piece of us that wants to feel dead. And so wanting to feel alive is better than wanting to feel dead when we're alive. So let's go back a step and ask, why do we have this other programming that wants to feel dead? Oh, I see. So he's saying there's something about the species that associates death with peace. And so we're like, well, yes, peace is good. So that means I have to be dead. But then there's a part of us that's like, but I want to be alive. And so as we move into this desire for aliveness, then we're seeking this dissonance so that as confirmation that we're actually alive. But why do we have this association of death and peace? And he's saying, well, because death is peaceful. So that's like accurate. That's accurate. And so what we don't understand is that we can also have peace in life. Like that's like a big leap for us. That's something that we're like, really? What? Huh? That's not like something I really know much about and or have even like imagined. And he's like, I want that for you. Michael is like, I want that for you. I want you to have peace in life so that you don't have to be like aspiring for death to have peace. So how do we come to this place of embracing the possibility that we can be alive and at peace? How do we come to that possibility? Okay. And so the first step is a willingness. We need to have a willingness to let go of our ideas about the way the world is, the way the world functions, which is crisis, chaos, war, all kinds of bad things. We have to have a willingness to let go of those a prioris, those assumptions. This is just the way the world is. And so how do we do that? So pray. Michael is saying pray. So I'm praying for myself and for the spirit of the world and humanity to expand, to open up to the possibility that we can feel peace while we're alive, that we don't have to wait for death to have this experience of peace, and that we don't need to have an experience of dissonance, conflict, crisis, and chaos in order to feel confirmation that we actually are alive. I'm praying for an expanded vision of ourselves as a humanity that is alive and at peace, that these things do go together. Yeah. And so it's like a spark. And so each of us as individuals need to pray for this expanded vision, this expanded experience of the possibility of peace while we're alive. Be peace, be at perfect peace. And as we expand ourselves on an individual level, it's like contagious. It expands into other people too. So we're praying for the planet. We're, we're praying for the species. We're praying for ourselves. It's that all of us can experience this sense of being alive and at peace at the same time, that we don't need war, conflict, conflagration, um, pettiness, meanness to give us assurance that we're actually alive, that we are alive, we are at peace and alive, that these things go together. Anything else? So I'm asking Michael if there's anything else here. And the other thing that he's saying is that what he really wants for us is to be happy. He wants for all of us to be happy as a species. And he's saying that what we all need is to play. We need to play harder. We need to laugh more. That we're actually like taking life too seriously, that we're not having enough fun. We need to be happier, and we become happier when we have more fun. When we move more, when we play more, when we laugh more, then we are alive. Then we feel peace. Then we feel joy. Then we feel good. And that's why we came, not to like stir up conflict, but we came to have fun, to enjoy each other's company, to experience joy. That's what he wants for us. And so this I pray for also. So Michael's like, don't just pray for it, do it. And so yeah. So I'm going to make a commitment to have more fun, to play more, and to invite this to come from a place of peace, and connectivity, recognizing my connectivity without crisis or chaos with others. And so I think I'm going to go out and play now. And so I'm asking for one final word from Michael. He's like, that's my girl. That's what my dad always used to say too. That's my girl. Yeah. So let's go have fun. Let's go have fun and enjoy this beautiful day. Thank you for thank you for joining me in this time. Oh, hi, Jinli. What? Okay. So so there's a question that said, in order to have fun and play more, I need to have financial freedom and financial stability. And so I'm asking Michael about that. And so he's like, "What? That doesn't make any sense." So that's not really computing for him. And so I'm not saying this is true, but what he's saying is, this is like an excuse to not have fun. So you don't need an excuse to not have fun. Having fun doesn't mean that it takes really money or even time. What it takes is an attitude. That's all it takes. So you can have fun when you're even doing something else. It's not like something that you have to like hold off on or reserve, or have special circumstances in order to be able to have fun. I'm not talking about going out and buying a boat and going water skiing, or something like that. I think what he's talking about is just this attitude of playfulness, that we can enter into life with this attitude of playfulness. I want you to play more. And so, you know, part of that could just be like looking for whimsy, looking for something that that strikes your fancy, that makes you giggle. Like I see it a lot just when I see animals interacting. And it could be anything, just noticing things around you that make you laugh. Oh, right. How to be more present when there's a lot of chaos. Well, so part of what Michael is saying is that we need to kind of like check ourselves, because a lot of times what we do is we have this association with aliveness and chaos or crisis. And so what he's saying is that in a way this is an intermediary step that's good, because we want to be alive, and our way of thinking about things is set has been kind of programmed so that we associate peace with death. And so it's good if we don't want to be dead when we're alive, because we're alive. So we should want to be alive. And so that's the first step. So that's good. We want to be alive. And so then the next step is to disassociate this sense that, oh, there needs to be crisis, conflict. or problems in order for me to be assured that I am alive and that I can actually be at peace and be alive, that these two things go together. And so that process of disarticulating the assumption that crisis means I'm alive is through prayer, where we're really expanding our ability to understand and experience so that we don't require crisis to feel alive, that we really are inviting in peace as a way of experiencing life, that we can experience life in a peaceful way. And so, as we invite that in, the thing that goes along with peace is play, playfulness, fun, and joy. And so money is not really a part of any of this. And we use money as kind of like Michael is saying, like a stumbling block, right? It's something to kind of like slow us down in our process. And and so what he's saying is that we don't need money to feel peace. We don't need money to feel to be playful, to have a playful attitude. We don't need money to feel joy. And so what he's saying is that it's all about an attitude, that we move into an attitude. And a lot of times it's nature that helps us move into that attitude because it so we have mirror neurons. And so we will tend to, our nervous system will mirror what we perceive, what we're exposed to. And so we need a different exposure. We need to perceive differently if we're going to be different. If we can reprogram, so we can reprogram our mirror neurons and become different. And so that's why I'm suggesting, like, look for playful situations in nature with animals, or maybe little kids who are playing. Of course, animals and little kids fight too. But so you will have to take a broad enough view so you don't just see the conflict, right? So you also see the playfulness. So you also see the conflict resolution, because that's part of it. Does that make sense? And no, don't work on anything. So they're saying, okay, I'll work on that. But the idea Michael is saying is that we should play with these things. And so all of it is that we're way too serious as we move into our lives, as we move through our lives. Like, there's like this heaviness about us. And we need this lightness, this playfulness, this fun, like seeking fun, and almost like devoting time to fun as an intermediary step, because we need we're so used to being scheduled. It's almost like we need to schedule fun. And so seek out fun, seek out joy, seek out playfulness. No work, no working at all. Play at seeking playfulness. Play. I know, it's funny, right? Even how these like terms get into our minds, into our vocabulary. Okay, I'm going to work at being playful. Well, wait a minute. But we all do it. And so the other thing is that we have to not only stop working, and we have to stop trying. And so that there's no intermediary step. Working and trying are not being playful. They're like the step before being playful. And so all we do is cut those things out so that we can just skip up to the playfulness. So really the instruction is to be playful, to have fun, to experience joy, and to cut out all the middleman of crisis, chaos, trying, working, and just play. Just have fun. Um, I know, it's awesome, right? So let's do it. Let's go out there. Let's have some fun. And when we catch ourselves in a serious moment, let's take a step back. Okay, have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.